William Hill sponsors IFL TV.
I'm the man to beat Daniel Dubois.
We're going to sleep.
KUGAN, CASSIUS, IFL TV, MTK Global. We're in New York, joined by the Saint, George Groves. We still call you the Saint, even though you don't.
Yeah, I don't know. I suppose it's just down to my general behaviour now. If I've got to be more saintly, stick with the name, live up to it.
So, you were at MSG last night, a quite surreal night, keep saying, but
Yeah.
what was your kind of assessment of it? And yeah,
Well, on paper, before we got there, I thought it might be quite a few blowouts. You know what I mean? It might be not a great show. It turned out to be anything but. Some great fights, and obviously Joshua just massive shock factor. For everyone, especially the people who, probably himself and the people closest to him, his team. They didn't envision this coming, and it's just an accumulation, I feel, of those circumstances that will lead you, to this position that he's come into. He's still in a very good position, as long as he, gets it right from here. So could be that wake up call that he was waiting for. My opinion that there's been a lot of talk about Wilder this week. Obviously he's had the change of opponent in the build-up, and Ruiz does not look the part, and Joshua's never been beaten, so he didn't look up for it. The ring walk wasn't. He's very, very casual, very different from my ring walks. He's very laid back, there's usually a smile on the face, and this is him coming to America. It's supposed to be a big deal and an exciting time for him, but he didn't look very up for it. Before the first bell, something about him that seemed a bit subdued, and then what he has is just that freakish power. He's the biggest puncher in the division, and then once he does get his hand, lets his hands go, does engage, he drops Ruiz, and he thinks the fight's over. He took his eye, he's relaxed a bit too much, gets caught, and it's a real torrid time for him from there on out, So he's technically, he's just such a big, powerful, formidable puncher that he doesn't really need to develop those other aspects of his game. He now will have to do that, because those vulnerabilities have been not just exploited, that everyone's seen them. But he, even when he's hurt, he can still punch loose, punch hard, punch fast. Probably punches harder when he's tired and when he's hurt, because he's looser. We saw that in the Klitschko fight, and it seemed like when there was a lull after that third round, that if Joshua did land a big shot, then he would get that finish, and it would be much like the Klitschko fight. But that didn't happen. Ruiz probably more experienced in the struggles. Managed to land the shot, and seventh round, I think it was two more knockdowns, and that was that. But in my opinion, one of them fights that Joshua wasn't showing up, he wasn't exposed, he wasn't in with someone who was like his bogeyman. He's in with a good fighter, but he made his own mistakes, and it was his own undoing. So a straight rematch, with his head screwed on, it would be the way that I would go about this. Get your belts back, get yourself reformed, and then this will be one of those Hassim Rahman type fights.
you would advise to go straight in with the rematch and put it right.
Straight in with a rematch, because if he's honest, he'll know that he wasn't switched on. Like, he wasn't with it. He was concentrating on the wrong things. Like, he's always been sort of fellow who's got a lot of things going on. You know, he's now put his name to the management company. He's signing other fighters. He's out here. He must have a lot of sponsorship and media obligations and commitments that he's doing. He's a massive part of launching DAZN boxing, you know, and maybe now just take it back to the bare bones and concentrate a little bit more on the boxing. Maybe he might need to make some internal changes, you know, in his team, or make some additions. And yeah, like, you know, there's no complete fighter, there's no perfect fighter, but the skill and art is to enhance your strengths and mask your weaknesses, you know. So he's a man mountain, you know. He's not going to be that sort of fighter. I thought the tactics were wrong. Like, he's moving away from Ruiz when really a man that big and that strong with that much power, he could easily have took the centre of the ring and has just made Ruiz figure out how to close down Anthony Joshua. But he didn't. He was kind of moving around. A few things went wrong. But you can't beat a man when he's down, I don't think. I've been in many situations before where, you know, you feel like you've hit rock bottom. But, you know, up until the first knockdown, it was Anthony Joshua, as usual, in terms of the way the fight was going. It looked like it was going to be, you know, a quick and early finish. Took his eye off the ball and he got caught. This is a good chance for him now to go away and make some improvements, get some hunger back. You know, it's good to stay, you know, stay hungry, stay humble, but it just becomes a line, you know, for someone in his situation. I'm sure that's good advice, and he would love to adhere to those qualities, but it'll be hard for him, you know, to stay hungry when you know, he's at the very top, and he has been for so long. But now he has a reason to come away and have something, you know, a bit between his teeth.
There was, excuse me, there was a few people, including Deontay Wilder, that suggested that he quit in that fight. What's your take on that?
It's a cruel thing to say a fighter quit. But if anyone can say it's a fighter themselves, they can say they quit. There was an element of that. There was an element of that he quit. I felt that at the time as well. But that can be that's a mental thing, quitting. It's not necessarily a physical thing for Joshua there and then. Might not necessarily show mental weakness, because Joshua is in just an exceptional circumstance. Is it exceptional, the right word? There's no one else out there like it, that he's carrying this much pressure, and he's in a situation that people assume he would have the experience for, but kind of why would he? He's boxing in front of huge crowds, but I think that something weren't right. Something that he probably won't share, maybe rightfully won't share. Might be going on internal, might be pre-fight even. I hope it wasn't just because he's never had to strive for things like other fighters have. He's got a rematch clause, he knows. But I think definitely an element that it seemed like he had enough. He didn't seem that hurt, but it's hard to tell. So if he does go back in with a straight rematch, then that element of quitting, he can right that wrong. So
okay. just the final one to you, really. You're coming out of retirement to fight Frotch, are you? You're not.
Not this week. Not this week, no.
Why does this talk keep going on?
I don't know.
It doesn't help with idiots like me and
No, it's
whoever else.
It's the rest of us. Like 5-year anniversary this week. It is. It's gonna be there. Who knows?
Are you ever remotely thinking about it or not?
Not really. I'm still in that honeymoon phase of bloody retiring. I'm just, I can get it from Carl. He's been retired a little while now. He's looking around. And boxing's moved on, and he don't want him to move on without it. But he's thinking, I'll beat all these suckers. He is, isn't he? Like, he's missing it, and like, one thing did make me jump and go, Frotch, listen to him. He's skin. And then he was online. And the next comment was, I'm from Nottingham. Frotch owns half of Nottingham. He's not skin, like, and he's not. So he's wise with his money. I just think he wants to have a fight. He's bored. But
you're not bored.
And they just want to start on me. Yeah, no, I'm not bored. I'm all right. I'm enjoying myself right now. I don't want to be that dickhead that goes, and then like, I become a meme, like fucking in case something changes or whatever. But as of now, no, I'm happily retired. Do you know what I mean? We'll never say never, but I'm happily retired. I'm sort of. I watched Callum Smith win last night. Guy who's beat me, got my belt, made his first defence, and there's no desire to avenge that loss, and it's not because I don't think I can, or it's just because
That's correct.
I'm happy that I've finished boxing now, I think that's surely a good thing. I hope it is a good thing to leave the sport and not be forced out of it and then instantly have that urge to go back. Yeah, never say never, but right now never.
Right now never. Just finally, I see you sent Joshua a tweet earlier on with a quote. Could you just kind of explain what you sent to him?
Oh yeah. So as Teddy Roosevelt, man in the arena, got me through some dark times. That was sent to me after Frotch 2, when everyone comes wading in. Powerful words. Go on my Instagram and have a look at it if you want. If he sees it, I hope it finds provide him with a bit of comfort, because you might have a bit of soul searching, Joshua, now, but it only makes you a better human being if you deal with it correctly.
Okay, George Groves, appreciate your time. Safe flight back to
likewise.
the UK, and look forward to your tour when it starts.
Yeah, it's starting.
I'm going to tag myself on that, by the way.
You need to come. You can host it.
No,
like,
but
they always used to
I
like
get
someone
a
in the
feeling
middle.
there'll be some really awkward moments,
Off camera, off stage. Yeah,
like hiding your toothbrush and stuff, and yeah.
It's not that sort of tour. We're not sharing rooms. I'm taking top bunk. We have to have a fucking fight for it. That's where it's all going to happen, innit? If there is a rematch, fucking catch Frotch using my toothbrush or something. It's going to all absolutely fucking kick off, mate.
George, thank you very much for your time, and we'll catch up with you again real soon, mate.
Yeah, cool.
All right.
William Hill sponsors IFL TV.
I'm the man to beat Daniel Dubois.
We're going to sleep.